you imagine the build that can one-shot bosses? The build that is decently fast and can clear all possible areas in the game. The build with 75 full res and tons of HP. And most important, the build that is easy and comfort to play. Let me introduce you Jimena, Infinity Spearzon Goddess. First, let me show you one of the coolest things about this build. Let's make a reset. How many points do we need to invest into strength and dexterity in order to perform that good? 1. We will need 1 single point. This gives us an incredible opportunity to invest all the remaining points into vitality. But how could we achieve this? The answer to this question will be in just a minute. Let's take a look at our skill tree. Our main skills will be Lightning Strike and Charge Strike, so we fully synergize them. 1 point into Impale, just in case we want to use it in Uber Tristram. Passive and Magic skill tree, we grab all 1-point wonders, and we even got some points left over. So we can make level 17 Valkyrie to give her top tier weapon, and invest even more points into Dodge and Avoid. This is fully optimized build to clear all possible content with ease. So the main part of the build is Infinity Spear. I wasn't very lucky with the roll, but please keep in mind that I play on ladder and don't have the opportunity to roll it multiple times, for obvious reasons. Pay your attention on the base of choice. I'm not using Mad Spear, but instead I'm using Ceremonial Spear. This is much lighter version of the same weapon, same attack speed breakpoints, and a little less P attack. But let's be honest, this build is not getting much benefit from the higher physical attack. It cannot sustain itself properly, even with Mud Spear, and it's all because vast majority of your damage is elemental. So I decided to keep it as light as possible, and sustainability issues are solved in a very different way that I will show you a little later. The second main part of the build is armor. We are using Chains of Honor in Gothic Plate. Why am I using such a low tier base instead of Dusk Shroud or something like that? Well, if you don't know, the Gothic Plate is actually the lowest strength requirement for socket armor in the game. And most importantly, it looks cool and fits the build perfectly. We actually don't care about armor defense, because Amazon doesn't have any multipliers. Instead, we're relying on passive skills like Dodge, Avoid, and Evade that are performing in the same way and sometimes even better. But what we are looking from this armor is +2 skills, 65 all res, 20 strength, physical damage reduction, and so on. This is essential part of the build, because without it, you could not reach so important 75 all res. Another essential part is Griffon's Side with Lightning Facet. This is hands down the best option for any lightning-based builds. Huge amounts of minus enemy lightning resistance and plus lightning skill damage will impact your performance very dramatically. Other thing that has a huge impact is famous 320 gloves, and if you don't know how to get them, I have a nice little video on that topic. You can find the link in the description. The belt we're using is Nosferatu's Coil. We need it to hit certain attack speed breakpoint and other useful mods that will complement our character. We're using Rare Woods to cover Lightning Resist gap from Sunder Charm, Mara's Kaleidoscope for +2 skills and res, Raven Frost for Cannot Be Frozen and Dex, and BK Ring. Offhand, we got CTA and Lidless. And here is my favorite part, Inventory Charms. You see, this character has some features that we need to take into account when collecting our charms. For the magic to happen, we need at least 20 all attributes, both on Torch and Any. Some decent resistances will be nice to have too. If you've been looking closely at my gear, you might have noticed that one critical thing is missing. We don't have any faster hit recovery. Including the fact that we are fighting on melee range, it can be very dangerous not to have it. So, we are forced to have at least 3 ground charms with faster hit recovery to hit some reasonable breakpoint. Please bear in mind the dedication it took to acquire these charms for my latter character. Your support through liking this video will be greatly appreciated. We have 4 more skillers with faster run walk, 3 all rest charms, and 4 lightning rest charms. With that mobility, you don't feel disadvantaged by the lack of the teleport. Before we get to the most exciting part of the video, the actual damage figures, we'll take a quick look at our mercenary. We are using Act 2 Prayer Merc, with Inside Colossus Volge, Cure Helmet, and Chains of Honor. This is our main source of sustainability. How does it work? Prayer Aura is synergized with meditation and cleansing from the gear, which triples its effect. So we constantly are healing for 75 HP. Meditation Aura maintains mana level, and cleansing significantly reduces the duration of curses and poison. So what are the actual damage figures? Our main skill damage is 10,671. And yes, we will look specifically at our maximum damage, because that's what we're all chasing here, right? This damage is per single bolt, and we have 11 of them, so we're looking at 117k. But that's not all. Combining the effect of Conviction Aura from Infinity and minus enemy lightning resistance from all the gear, we are looking at minus 100% lightning resist to all non-immune monsters. So the actual damage doubles to almost 235k per hit. This is so insanely powerful that even D-Clone is getting smashed in couple of hits. But can we push it even further? Sure, let's throw away all the common sense and push it to the limit. Resistances? Nah, we get the Ormus Robe with Lightning Facet. Cannot be frozen? Nah, let's get another BK Ring. Attack speed breakpoints? Nah, Arachnid Mesh. Cube? Nah, who the hell is gonna need the cube? Let's get even more skillers. Oh my god. I didn't expect to see that kind of numbers. Single bolt damage is over 13k. And we have not 11, 12 of them. Multiplying this number to minus 100% enemy lightning resistance, we are getting the damage figures that I've never seen in Diablo 2 for my entire life. Over 300k! I wanna test it on Baal. How many hits do we need to kill him? Make your bets. 1, 2, 3, 4! Wow! That was pretty crazy. And how about D-Clone? Wow! I think it was even faster than the first time. If you watch up to this point, you probably like my content. So please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And now, the final thoughts about this build. It took me a lot of time to make it work as I wanted to. I have a series of videos about my journey with this character from the very beginning. These videos are actually my first YouTube experience, and I'm glad to share it with all of you. You can find them in the description below. Overall, this is the most powerful character I've ever played. Maybe it's even more powerful than Mosaic and classic Javazon builds. It's definitely not cheap, but everyone can make it using the same pattern of leveling and farming that are shown in my previous videos. Tell me what you think about this build, and how would you like to make it? I wish you all the best, and see you soon!